guys, welcome to my channel, and this is the first time that I'm recording a voiceover for my speed paints. If you are wondering what I'm using a paint Tool Sai that I found years ago. I don't remember when I get it. It was basically my second digital painting application that I use. My first one was Photoshop, but I prefer Paint Tool Sai more because of the brushes. I always usually started off drawing like random sketches and paints over, and usually I just trying to define how the image will look, and flipping them over and making sure they're all proportionally correct. So there's a lot of tweaking done while painting over. It's always never perfect. I usually just go with the flow and like have fun. Princess Rapunzel is my favorite Disney princess, and because there's a lot of things I love about her, like something that I can really relate to her. When I was young, I loved the stars, and I loved charting stars, and I love glowing things, and I love painting and learning so many things. And when I've never had a favorite Disney princess when I was younger, growing up, because I couldn't relate them more. And I mean, they're all amazing Disney princesses, but none of the princesses really relates much about me. And I love that Disney came up with a character that loves to paint, who is optimistic, who is driven with dreams, and awkward at the same time, and so optimistic. It's really hard to explain how much I love Rapunzel. And I realized something that I've never really drawn Rapunzel, and I had such a stressful day, stressful week, so I thought drawing Rapunzel would be a good start. As you can see here, I'm not really good at coloring blondes. I realized that when I was trying to work on when I'm trying to paint characters with blonde hair. I think I find it hard to find the right color hues that would fit blondes, because they're more of a brown gold hue. Gold is really hard to find, to detect inside the palette when you're coloring. So I just put on yellow base and rely a lot on browns and slight green to define the colors. And if you're wondering why her clothes look like that instead of the usual pink corset and the puffy sleeves that she has, I am going for the TV series version. This is the season 2 Rapunzel. I know her hair is tied up, but I have an idea on what to do after painting Rapunzel. My intention was to recreate the latest episodes about Rapunzel Tangled series, where she sang the healing incantation, and I'm trying to go for that I'm trying to see if I can animate her hair, make it glow, while at the same time I might gonna do the reverse healing incantation, which is the hurt incantation. When I first watched it, I had goosebumps, and it was like the most awesome thing I've ever watched, and it's creepy at the same time. Basically, I really love the show. I enjoyed it so much. I just wish I have easier access to watch the show though. I sometimes have to watch it on the TV screen if I'm not busy, and that's not easy. I had to dig around the internet to look for the TV series. It didn't take long for me to draw Rapunzel. Usually I draw about 2 hours. If quick sketches, quick paintings, usually take me 2 hours. But this time it took me less than 2 hours, more like an hour and a half. I think it's because I don't really have a lot of details to put on. The only details I apply on Rapunzel the most are her freckles and the strand of her hair, the definition of her hair. Other than that, everything else is just basically normal. So I guess that's why it's quicker than I usually do. What my most favorite part about drawing Rapunzel is actually her eyes. I usually don't color eyes that bright, but I want to put out the personality of Rapunzel in this drawing. I like the smartness of her character and the wispy of her hair, but her eyes are the ones that is like the most mesmerizing thing about Rapunzel. She has large, big eyes, and I want to imply that. I want to show the brightness of her eyes along those big, luscious hair of hers. At first, I was having trouble with her nose and her lips, but eventually, after playing around, I'm glad it worked out. So right now I usually just paint over like a vignette, I don't know how to pronounce it, vignette, to make the subject more stand out. And I'm usually like, after painting on Tool Sai, I realized my window for Sai, when I try to change its saturation brightness, it doesn't seem to work. I don't know why it just disappeared. So what I did, I just transferred it to Photoshop and I started editing my drawings there, like fixing the lighting, the brightness, the coloring. So usually I paint most of my stuff in Tool Sai and Adobe Photoshop for editing and giving textures, and put my watermark at the bottom, usually like that. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoy my speed paints. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me on my Instagram or my Twitter, but I'm usually more active in Instagram. I have a Tumblr, but if you're still using it, feel free to ask me away. All right, thank you. Bye.